nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big Johnny G, the Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. We're back for Monday, and it's the end of the month, which means I'm going to be taking a look at viewer comments. These are mostly comments from the other videos, but you know, if you have anything at all that you want to ask me, consider this an AMA. Ask me anything, and I will do my best to get right to your questions and give you the best answer I can. So for the month of March, why don't you join me down the table, and let's go over some of the comments and questions. I'll see you down the table. All right, thank you so much for joining me here. I love getting a chance to do this, to read your comments, connecting with you a little bit. So let's jump right into it for a comment that was left on a Tabletop Takeout for Knights of Camelot by TSR. And this is by Myra F, who says, I'm loving your enthusiastic exploration of Knights of Camelot. The game is a fun and immersive way to explore Arthurian mythology. Wow, Myra, I can't agree with you more. I do absolutely love this game, as you can tell, as you've even noted. I think this game needs an update. I think more people need to be aware of this. And I think in light of the fact that they are in a middle of sort of or start maybe of a revolution of bringing back old titles, this is my number one game that I want to see them come back with, that's for sure. I'm so glad that you enjoy this game. Share this video, share all the videos you can of this tabletop game, whether they're by me or someone else, who cares? Just share videos on this game so more people become aware of it. Myra, you and me, we can hang. Next, we have a comment from a creator of the game that the video in question was about. And so this is Friday Night Filler, Questeros, which is actually right now, at the dropping of this video, it's actually on Kickstarter right now. We backed it. It's a great game. Fundamental Games has always delivered great games from Kickstarter. And this game, besides being a card game, is also a tarot deck. So I did a tarot reading, a 3-card spread for Fundamental Games. And Wesley, the creator of the game and the owner of the company, wrote back, Queen of Cups. In your creative projects, your endeavors, you feel your way into them, trusting your heart and your inner guidance to lead you in the right direction. You know when something is off, and you pay attention to this, even if it doesn't make rational sense. This is great to see, to continue as often, well, that was the end of the quote, and then he goes on to say, this is great to see, to continue, as I often use my gut and instinct to create/develop my games more than I rely on other resources. Thanks for the reading for Fundamental Games. Great to see that you share how to do a 3-card basic reading, sir. I've been happily doing videos for Fundamental Games for 3 previous titles before Questeros already, simply because I enjoy their games. And this is really fun. Like I said, it's a card game, solo, multiplayer. It's a deck of tarot cards for you to use, as well as it can be used as an in-game resource for mainly fantasy games, but any kind of game that would have an in-game resource like this. You use it like for a deck of many things, or for a Ravenloft deck. Things like that. So go check it out and check out their other games. They're all worth it. All right, now me and Tommy V collaborated for an edition of Kickstarter Dropkick that we called What's Hot, What's Not, with Big Johnny G and Tommy V. And something came up in the course of us literally scrolling through the Kickstarter page, and we were making comments and looking at things and giving our 2 cents, or in this case, our 2 GP. And I quickly bypassed a Pathfinder Kickstarter. And an old-time friend of ours, watcher of videos, subscriber to the channel, and commenter himself, Fonzie the Capybara. You noticed that I just skipped over everything. All right, so you left a message that said, I've been meaning to ask for ages. Actually, it was just a couple of months ago, right? I've been meaning to ask for ages, but keep forgetting. So over a month later, let's hope that you see this. Why skip over the Pathfinder Kickstarter? Now, I have no love or hate for it, but you obviously have some feelings for it. What's the story there? I did write Fonzie a quick little message basically saying that it's not anything I can sit down and just write. It's going to take too long. So I specifically told Fonzie that there would be a comment here about that. I also have absolutely no love or hate I could live with or without the fact that Pathfinder is a thing. It really doesn't matter to me. But what gets me with Kickstarter, got me with Pathfinder, is some of the rabid fans, I guess is the best way for me to put it, including some people myself that I do or have counted as friends in the past. And their ability to take this game and put it on this golden pedestal 20 feet up in the air, that is what bothers me. I've been with D&D since the beginning, okay? Almost the beginning. I'm like 1.5 gen, I guess you might call it, you know. I learned on the old basic set. My first basic set was the Tom Mulvey. After I learned the system, I got the hardcover advanced books right after that. I joined the game as it advanced to second edition. I was there for a third, 3.5, and to one degree or another, I've enjoyed all the editions of the game. My favorite is still first edition AD&D. Is still my overall all-time go-to favorite. I love third edition as well because it is out of all the future editions, it seems the most like D&D to me, while still being very easy in comparison to first edition, being very easy to teach and to understand. Second edition, I got problems with, big time. Pathfinder isn't D&D. It's a fantasy role-playing game. It's D&D-like. If it wasn't for D&D, there would be no Pathfinder. I'm on board with all of that. I'm not arguing any of that. But what I do argue with people is that, no, it is not D&D. It doesn't matter to me that it was the creators of third edition that went and made this as their perfect or near perfect or what they saw going down the road to perfection version of D&D. It is. That's fine and all, but it's not D&D. Not any more than Tunnels and Trolls ever was. Not any more than Man, Myth, and Magic ever was. Or Castles and Crusades. Which, by the way, if you want to talk about using third edition and open license rules at the time, I would actually say give me Castles and Crusades over Pathfinder, because at least that is the updated rule version by the creator of the game. But even that, I don't play. So I have no problem with Pathfinder. Just don't come at me, and I'm not you didn't, but I'm just saying this is what got me to this place that I'm at. You know, when people come at me with it is D&D, it's not. If it was, it would be called D&D. Just like TSR's Marvel Superheroes game wasn't D&D Marvel, it was Marvel. Just like Tunnels and Trolls, maybe the first real rip-off, I really hate to use that phrase, of D&D back in the day, still not D&D. So Pathfinder is fine for what it is. Just the rabid fans of the game just really get to me to the point where I see something like on Kickstarter, and I just want to pass it by. I see Pathfinder in the store or on Amazon or Miniature Market or RPG Drive-Thru or somewhere like that. I just pass it by. I could care less. If I want to play a fantasy game, I'll play D&D. Hell, I even still have my, the third edition of Tunnels and Trolls. I'm fine. I'm good. I have my first edition D&D, I got my basic D&D, I got my second edition D&D, I got third edition D&D. I even have the rules for the fourth edition D&D. But I can play D&D if I want to. That's my point. So, whew, that was a lot more than I could have written. See, Fonzie? But thank you for that question. You're not the first one to wonder why I seem to hate Pathfinder. And there's the answer. This one I just got to put up because I got to talk about this game any single chance I get. So I did a gaming radar for Return to Dark Tower by Restoration Games under the subtitle of Everything We Know So Far. Roasting a lot of information that they've dropped publicly, stuff in the Kickstarter, backers, updates and things like that. And I just threw it all together. So, because I really want as many people hyped for this game as I can. Fingers crossed it's as good as I'm hoping it's going to be. But a comment for that video was dropped by Ken FRM Cape. Ken FRM Cape. Former Cape? FRM Cape. But Ken said, I backed this. Can't wait. And that's all he said. Wanted to put it up there. Just give me a chance to mention Return to Dark Tower. I backed it as well. The Ozcall level. I got a couple of the extras, the add-ons. I didn't get the neoprene because my table is not big enough for that. It would have been like half of the edge on one side coming down, or a little bit of the half on the other edge coming down. Because my table is just like 2.5 feet or something. It wouldn't have worked. But we're just a couple of months away. Hopefully, fingers, toes, and tails crossed. Now we have a comment from an old friend of ours. Been leaving comments, watching videos, and supporting us for a while now. And this is for Tabletop Takeout, Role Player Monsters and Minions Edition, which is an expansion for the game. You need the core game Role Player for this. And in this Tabletop Takeout, where I was talking about why I love the game, Jen Washi, thanks for sticking with us, Jen. Love seeing comments from you. Said, great game. Still need to play the expansion. Yes! Yes, you do! Oh my god, both expansions are fantastic. You see, I got a third expansion is right there in the big box. Let me get the things in the background. Don't look behind the curtain. But yeah, we got it right there. Looks like a book. Looks like a book. That is the third game for it. The second expansion, Fiends and Familiars, and you need to get that also. If you enjoy the core game, I'm telling you, the expansions really bring it to life. In fact, they do it in a way that makes them feel like they could have been part of the base game. You know, I mean, it would have been a huge base game with a lot more rules. Well, not maybe a lot more rules, just a few more rules. But it definitely feels like it could have been. That's how well the two of these mesh together. But this one in particular, Monsters and Minions, this gives you, to a degree, what I think you've been wanting. A lot of, like I knew I wanted, the 20-sided Warriors wanted when we played the very first game, is we wanted to fight with these characters. We wanted to take them out on an adventure. And now you get a chance to with Monsters and Minions. So please, oh Jen, continue enjoying the game, but get the expansions. I definitely think that they're worth it. I wouldn't say it otherwise. I have so much fun with them. They're part of the game, and they feel it. So thanks for loving the game. Thanks for watching our videos, subscribing, showing us a little bit of love, and keep it up. And we hope to impress, entertain, and inform you a little bit with more videos. Thanks, Jen. Now, last one I want to point out is a shout out, a Grand Central shout out that we did for Osprey Games. God, there's so many great titles by them. We've enjoyed so many of them ourselves. Some of them are counted among our favorite titles. Now, this video is one of the ones that escaped me. Sometimes Hey, sometimes I get lucky and a week goes by and all the thumbnails are perfect. But sometimes I forget a thumbnail. I'm sorry. In my rush, in real life, it happens. And that's what happened here with this video. This video posted without a thumbnail on it, and the picture that it shows had a picture of escape from the aliens in outer space. And that is why the comment reads like this, even though I have a thumbnail up for it now. Paper Ziggs, Paper Zigz, Paper Ziggs said, "You put this game on my radar. I later bought it. You influencer, you." Well, Paper Ziggs, very cool. I'm glad that I was able to share my love with this game and it got you interested in it. Awesome. More people playing this game, all the better, because I honestly believe this game is worth it. Now, I did get that game for free. That was a review copy I got. I very seldom get review copies. Almost everything you see here is pretty much funded by Pixie, by us, by me, Tommy V. So that was given to us, but still, that does not change my level of enjoyment for that game. It is a great game. You could bang this game out in like 15 minutes. You can play, what, 6 to 8, up to 8 people, I think it is with it. Wow, I'm losing track. We've never even played with that many. I don't think we played more than 6, actually. But it's a fantastically fun game. It's hidden movement, hidden trader, which is great. And you're gonna have a lot of fun with this. You don't even need a board. Just be careful with the markers, because the ink comes off fairly easily on the map that you're tracking it all on. But Paper Ziggs, I'm so glad that you enjoyed this game. I don't see myself as an influencer. I'm not trying to influence anyone at all. I'm trying to inform. That's what I want to do. I inform you what I like, why I like it, and I do my best to show you either still shots or videos of that, and then I let you all, the subscribers, the audience, the viewers, I let you make your own decisions whether that's something you think you're going to like or not. I'm not trying to influence you at all unless you consider I'm influencing you to think on your own because of the information I give you. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. And please look they have other great games too. That's not the only one. I think my next favorite games by them would be Agamemnon and then Escape from Colditz. In fact, if you like this game, then Escape from Colditz is a more epic kind of thing. It's an escape game as well, based on real life World War II. Go check it out. But thank you very much for subscribing to us, and thank you to everybody that watches us. Thanks to you, we're continuing corporate-free and ad-free, sponsor-free views here, shows that we're dropping. Very, very often I do everything on my own. That's the normal case. Once in a while something comes through given to me. I make it a point to let you know about that. But that's it. Everything we're doing here, we're doing without the support of any corporation. We're doing this without advertising. So please, if you enjoy and you think that YouTubing should have more sponsor-free and advertising-free content, please subscribe, share us, tell everyone else about us. I'm your buddy Big John at G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming, and my friends, I am out of here.